I guess it's time. Hello everyone, it's SGD Pika here with another tutorial. This time it is the basic notations and terminologies of generic characters. Now this is mainly for beginners, but everyone's welcome to stay. Let's go! In Tekken, you control the limbs of your characters. The basic formula is that 1 controls the left punch, 2 the right punch, 3 the left kick, and 4 the right kick. While the buttons represent the attacks, the joystick controls the movement. F is for forward, B is for back, U is for up, and D is for down. There are also sub-directions that you have to be aware of, and I will show you that with this standard controller setting. Regardless of the device that you intend to use for your games, which in this case is a PlayStation 4 controller, the directions will remain the same. There is a forward, a back, an up, a down, and the corners being up forward, down back, and up back. You have to be very particular with these directions. Now for the limbs. 1 is square, 2 is triangle, 3 is X, and 4 is circle, any of which can be combined with each other. Remember that you can always configure your settings via the Start or Options button and go to Controller Setup. All the characters in Tekken have a similar move called the jab. Everything else can be different. These 3 characters have jabs identical to the rest of the cast but are slightly slower. Steve, being a boxer, is also a special case. It is best to be familiar with the moves of every character, especially with the corner commands. There are some, however, who share the same animation of almost every corner, such as Jin with his up 3, his up forward 3, and his up back 3 looking exactly the same. Now for double to triple directions. Notice how the forward 2 has both a white and a black highlight. This means that the second forward has to be held while you press the button to execute the attack. If you see a star, however, in the notation of a move, it means you have to pause for a quick moment or end in neutral, which is represented by N. This next one tends to confuse beginners a lot. Even though the command list says while rising, people use while standing because of the animation that the character performs, represented by WS. This is also different from while crouching commands. This means that your character has specific moves that only happen when they're fully crouched. This can be represented by WC as while crouching or FC, which means full crouch. This also means that you have to be very strict with your notations. Here is another example of being particular with the said notations. Notice how it's different from Armor King's command. Triple directions are usually the tricky ones. Here, the flying brawler kick requires you to tap the forward 3 times to execute it. This does not mean that your character has to run. There are some specific moves only done while running, or WR. Sidestepping is very important in Tekken, so it is best to be comfortable with this as you go along. There are also characters gifted with moves only accessible during sidestep. Sidewalking, or SW, is similar to a sidestep. This has a longer stride and you can go all the way to the background or the foreground if you commit to it. Sidestep moves, however, are void when you complete your sidewalk. BT or back turn represents a scenario wherein your back is facing the opponent. A quarter circle forward or a QCF is what people refer to as the Hadouken motion. There is also a QCB or a quarter circle back, which is the reverse of the QCF motion. The CD or crouch dash, otherwise known as the Shoryuken motion, is a very common notation in Tekken. The neutral here is very important. Remember that some characters may have the quarter circle forward or crouch dash notations but do not have that motion. An HCF or a half circle forward is a 180-degree motion from back to forward. In the same manner, there is also an HCB or a half circle back. This is the perfect example of a half circle forward motion followed by a rotation of the lever. An NC or a natural combo is a series of moves that cannot be blocked after the first hit connects. A CH or a counter hit is a state wherein your opponent is caught pressing buttons while you perform an attack. This can be activated manually by pressing all buttons or key charging, but is not advisable in an actual match. NCC or natural combo on counter hit means that a string will only connect if the opponent is in a counter hit state. CC or crouch cancel is a motion that a player has to execute to get out of a crouching status. There are many ways to do that, so you have to find which one is most comfortable for you and for that situation. Most times, crouch cancels are used to extend a combo that seems impossible to follow up with. Speaking of extending, a missing hit is an action performed where some hits have to be sacrificed for a more beneficial finish of a combo. Commands that use the tilde mean you have to press the button simultaneously. In the move list, these commands are enclosed in braces. Just frames are moves specific to some characters which require a certain degree of execution. This is an example. Not all characters have stances, but if they do, you need to master them, such as Jin's Zenshin stance, Zafina's Scarecrow stance, and even the more complex characters like Hwoarang, who has left, right, foot up and foot down transitions altogether. Tekken 7 added new attributes to the game, such as the screw system, which extends combos way beyond that of the previous installments. The rage system has also been changed since Tekken 6. It is when your life bar starts blinking red, giving you access to more damage, in this case, the rage drive. Lastly is the Rage Art. It is a cinematic attack specific to each character. Both Rage Art and Rage Drive of a character will sacrifice the rage and you can never get it back, so you have to use them wisely. Thank you for watching our tutorial on basic notations. If you found that helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. See you, and on to the next one.